Good morning, everyone. I'm off on my first road trip of the 2022 season. I've traveled to Greenville, South Carolina for the first and second rounds of the 2022 NCAA men's basketball tournament. We had 4 games yesterday, and today is an off day for our tournament site, so I decided to take a little trip down to Clemson, South Carolina. Right now, I'm at Memorial Stadium, home of the Clemson Tigers. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of construction going on here at the east end of the stadium. Here's a couple of photos that I took a few years back that shows what this area looked like before the construction began. It shows the east entrance to the stadium and Coach Howard's Rock. Directly across the street from Memorial Stadium is Veterans Park, and the entrance is protected by what else? 2 tiger statues. Memorial Stadium's nickname is Death Valley. Now, the way I hear it, a friend of Coach Howard gave the coach a rock that came from Death Valley, California. The players thought that touching the rock before each game would bring good luck. So Coach Howard's rock was placed on a pedestal, and before every game, the team would rub the rock before running down the hill entering the stadium. I'm not sure if Coach Howard's rock had anything to do with the nickname Death Valley. Hopefully, some of the Clemson fans will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. The land where Clemson University stands today was once part of the Fort Hill Plantation. That was the home of Vice President John C. Calhoun. Now, directly behind Memorial Stadium's south grandstand is the Calhoun Family Cemetery, which is now part of the Woodland Cemetery. Here we are at the entrance to the Calhoun Plantation Cemetery. This entire area was once part of Fort Hill Plantation, which was the home of John C. Calhoun, who served as the 7th Vice President of the United States from 1825 to 1832. Vice President Calhoun's Fort Hill home still stands just a short distance from where we are right now. However, for some reason, the road leading up to the home was blocked off, and I couldn't find a way up to visit the house on this trip. So here are a few photos from a previous visit back in 2015. Now, Fort Hill eventually became the home of Thomas Green Clemson, who was married to Vice President Calhoun's daughter, Anna. Now, Thomas Clemson was a farmer and agricultural educator here in South Carolina. He and Anna lived at Fort Hill for a number of years, and when Thomas died in 1888, he donated the land that would be used to form an agricultural college. That college is what we know today as Clemson University. Now, Thomas Clemson is buried at St. Paul's Episcopal Church Cemetery in nearby Pendleton, South Carolina. I visited his grave in a previous video, and I'll put a link to that video in the description below. There are about 70 members of the Calhoun family buried here. I think the first burial was a child named John C. Calhoun, who died in 1837. I'm not sure if all the graves of the Calhoun family are marked, but as I walk about these stones, they show mostly dates from the 1800s or early 1900s. Here is Edward Calhoun, who was a veteran of the Spanish-American War, and it looks like he died in 1937. assume that if you're a direct descendant of the Calhoun family, you could still be buried here. But again, I'm not sure, and hopefully if I'm wrong, someone will correct me in the comments. As I said earlier, this cemetery is now part of the larger Woodland Cemetery, and it's located directly behind the south grandstand of Clemson's Memorial Stadium. While this cemetery was once part of Vice President Calhoun's plantation, he's not buried here. He is resting in the St. Philip's Episcopal Church Cemetery in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here at the Calhoun Plantation Cemetery and continue my visit to the Clemson, South Carolina area in my next video. Hope you found something interesting in this video. If you did, how about giving me a thumbs up? And if you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing. So, until next time, I'll see you down the road. So long, everyone.